10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. What a weekend it was in the National Football League.
Yeah, you know what? We've said we're interested in answering the question, and you can't do it when they're in different locations precisely, but is it Belichick or is it Brady? You look at the NFL yesterday, and it sure looks like it's more Brady than Belichick. As the Patriots now, they've had a lot of COVID issues and other things.
Yeah.
They lost at home to a bad team, Dan.
They did. They should have lost.
The Patriots are no good.
Well, they were in position to win. I'm not ready to
The Broncos are terrible.
I understand that. I'm not handing the mantra to Brady over Belly yet. I'm not.
No, me either. But
Okay.
yesterday trended that way because not just you.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother
thought
had Green Bay beating Tampa. And it's not just that they didn't beat them and they didn't cover or they got the crap beat out of them.
Yes.
Like that was the best that the Bucs had looked. Brady threw a touchdown to Gronk, so there was like old times there. And that NFC's there for the taking. We saw the Rams lay an egg last night at San Francisco. Dallas has underachieved. Seattle is obviously very good, but, Green Bay had the look of a really hard team to beat, and they just got battered yesterday, which kind of changes that perception a little, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And look, we got a great game coming up this week. Tennessee and Pittsburgh both won their games yesterday. King Henry got off and was spectacular. Man, what a beauty to behold when he went on that 94-yard run. How fast he is!
It's to the point, Dan. I rewound it and,
I said, "Are you
put a
kidding
stopwatch
me?"
on it because I was curious just how fast. Well, first of all, he took the ball at his goal line.
Yes.
Okay, that's where he took the handoff.
Yes.
And I'll just tell you that, including shifting through the traffic, fighting off a tackler, and reaching speed, 12 and a half seconds to run 100 yards.
Man.
And that is
with pads.
And that's at the beginning. He had
he outran
a
defensive back,
a couple of them.
And it was.
He's finding his stride. Tennessee's is good.
Yeah,
they're good. They're going to be around. And the AFC seems way better than the NFC.
I don't want to say anything because everybody still has jobs, but there's an offensive coordinator in Tennessee who's getting the best out of Ryan Tannehill. And you might want to make a little side note. It happens to be the son of the FedEx guy, so kind of put that one in your back pocket.
The son, who now?
I'm just saying.
FedEx guy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the son of the FedEx
Fred
guy
Smith?
is the offensive coordinator for the Titans, and he's doing a hell of a job, is all I'm saying.
You probably know Carl Smith.
He's no Carl Smith. Arthur Treacher's fishing Smith. Impressive win there. Listen, the Jets are terrible. They're going to be our chief competition. The Washington Football Club and the Giants. The Giants won. Atlanta won. Jacksonville currently is fifth in the draft order, but there are 9 teams with one win. 9 teams.
Yeah, and it's bottom heavy, and it's
now the good news is the Bengals and the Eagles have a tie, so they're a little bit better, and that's good. And the Chargers are 1-4. Of course, the Jags now go out to San Diego. I mean, you want to talk about a schedule that this is why we are so bad as a football team. We play teams every week that have one win or no wins. So we play every week,
and they beat you by double figures.
Annihilate us.
Yeah.
So it's been terrible. College football Saturday, man, and there are a lot of them. University of Georgia / Atlanta Braves fans. That's a bad weekend.
Yeah, and here's why. I really thought through the first half of the game that Georgia was the better team and was going to win. They were going to finally get that victory over Alabama. They looked more complete, but the quarterback, Stetson Bennett was terrible.
Yeah, the quarterback.
He was terrible. He's not good enough not to win a natty, and so listen.
They're going to have to run. They're going to have to run the other kid out from USC and see what he's got.
There's also this, Dan, and listen, Georgia fan, before you get in the fetal position and suck your thumb and interpret this as like a personal insult, it's not. Because I say this because the standard for Georgia is higher. They've been to a playoff. They've won an SEC championship. They played in a championship game. So, I don't say this lightly. Are you concerned at all if you're Georgia that, according to that definition of the program, your last 2 measuring stick games, you've gotten blistered? First against LSU in that SEC championship game last year, and now against Alabama. who, by the way, didn't exactly have the smoothest week. They didn't learn until day of that Nick Saban was coaching. By the way, I'm going to need to triple verify those tests.
Listen,
he probably didn't have it. I guess it was a false positive.
No, Jeff, he had it. What he did is he had the second round and third round and fourth round of tests where they actually put the swab in his ear and not up his nose into his brain.
Did test positive for earwax.
Yeah, that was so SEC, so pro Alabama, and if I'm FSU fan, I'm ticked about that one. Because nobody even said Mike Norvell had any chance of coaching against Miami, and yet here's Nick Saban 2 days later.
You spoke to you've brought up a team that I
want to say one more thing about and this, I know this isn't, but just for the record, after 60 games, Kirby Smart 47-13 as a coach. Done a great job.
Mark Richt, 47.
49-11.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's been much better than Rick. He's had him closer.
I was just saying.
I hear you. That's fine, but he's had him closer than Mark Richt.
Yeah, he had him on the verge of winning one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Had a lead in the championship game, which Rick could never even get to. So, yeah, I think that...
Rick got to championship games.
No, not the national championship game. Yeah, he played for the Natty.
But it was done differently back then, too. There was no 14 players.
That's correct, and he would have made a couple of 4 teams. Yes. That's also fair.
Yeah.
I listen. The biggest issue is with Kirby for me is this guy has run off 2 or 3 quarterbacks better than what he had, and that overall vision would concern me just a touch because they're in trouble now because of the quarterback. What could have been a special year is not going to be because Stetson Bennett is exactly what you thought Stetson Bennett was, and against the good teams. And the Florida's defense may not.
Well, there's some things to take note of in the SEC real quick. Like Georgia probably won't lose again. They might be 9-1. They'll be favored in all their games. You know who else is going to be favored in all their games the rest of the way? Jimbo's club.
Yeah.
Jimbo's club has a chance to go 9-1. And Alabama, by the way, and Clemson, they're already locked in the Final Four. Alabama will not lose again until at least the SEC championship game. And Clemson, with all due respect to Notre Dame, who scored 12 against Louisville, and they're still on the schedule, and they might play Clemson. Clemson is so good.
Notre Dame is just okay.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, by the way, really. You just played Louisville at home. You won 12-7.
But I'm going to say this.
A good team will beat them.
I'm going to say this. Brian Kelly is a really good coach, and he's a perfect fit for Notre Dame, and Notre Dame should be happy to have him, because that's a tough job, and he's done a wonderful job there, I think.
And we talked about it going in. The rankings this season are, you take with a grain of salt because of the state of college football. Never has a team been more misranked than North Carolina, number 5, going to Tallahassee.
But give FSU credit.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't mean that. But the fact that an FSU team that's been beaten by double digits by every ACC team
if I'm an FSU fan, I am elated to get that win.
Absolutely.
I am.
It shows improvement.
Listen, it was on against Georgia, Alabama, but it's on national television. It's a fun place to see. Florida fan, Miami fan should always have this thought, and I do, by the way. Never let FSU up off the carpet. And they got up off the carpet Saturday. That's a good thing for them. They got up off the carpet, and you know what the sign of a good coach is? When he wins one that he ain't supposed to. And you know what he just did Saturday night? He won one he wasn't supposed to, because they don't have a ton of talent there. The game plan for Mac, there's a lot of warts in that game. It doesn't matter. FSU won the game, and they deserve a tip of the cap. It's 8 o'clock. This is The Drill. We got much more coming up. And Beef, caller number 2 right now. Tell them what they're going to win at 641-1010.
Caller number 2 right now. Danny going to go home with a $25 gift certificate to dine on us on some delicious barbecue from Woody's. So call now.